Hi, this video is going to be about the fun in tabletop role-playing games. The other day I was thinking, why do I find role-playing games to be so fun? Where does the fun come from? I think that there are two sources for this fun, or you could say that these two aspects of role-playing game, when combined, they produce the fun in a tabletop RPG. And the first aspect is playing a game. I think most of my viewers enjoy playing games. So when it comes to solving the challenges in a tabletop role-playing game using your wits as a player, your wits, your intelligence, but also using the abilities, the powers, the skills of your character to solve those situations, perhaps traits related to your background and such, that's pretty fun. We like to solve things, and we enjoy the accomplishment of solving such things. If we consider fun to be a sense of entertainment or enjoyment, we obtain that from solving those challenges in tabletop RPGs. Even those role-playing games that have nothing to do with difficult to solve situations or problems, or that feature some very worrisome or troublesome conflicts in the game world, even those mild RPGs, they have some sort of conflict to solve. So even if you are playing something very mild, like, oh, you need to help little Timmy because he lost his teddy bear or something, the challenge is finding the teddy bear. That's the problem to solve, and you are trying to come up with a solution based on the character that you are playing as. And here comes the other aspect, playing a role, the role-playing aspect. You want to take on those challenges to handle all sorts of encounters and situations, events within the game world as you are playing as someone else. So you want the abilities, the powers, the skills to come into harmony or connect with your ideas in real life as a player. I've mentioned this in another video where I talked about how to roleplay intelligent or dumber characters. You need to find a way so that the ideas of the player make sense, or like I said, comes into harmony with the skills of your player character. So you are playing your role, you are describing your actions, you are talking to the non-player characters, you are coming up with those solutions, while at the same time you are finding that harmony between your ideas as a player in real life with the fictional persona that is being used as a tool to interact with the game world. So I think that's where the source of fun comes from in role-playing games. When you solve challenges in the game part of the game, of the role-playing game, and the playing a role aspect, trying to get into the mindset, step into the shoes of someone different from you. Perhaps there could be some similarities between you and the player character that you are playing as, but you are still experiencing that shift of awareness or consciousness when you are trying to experience the world as that player character. Or in the case of a game master, you are trying to represent those characters. When you are role-playing the non-player characters, you are trying to represent them in a believable way. They have their own plans and agendas, their everyday lives, their duties in the game world. And of course, the player characters are the focus of the adventure. The non-player characters, oftentimes they fade into the background. The attention is not focused on them. Now, I find it a bit disingenuous, perhaps very disingenuous, when you confront people that they don't know how to play role-playing games, and you don't even confront them directly. You present your arguments and your points, and they realize that they have never been actually role-playing in their entire lives. They haven't been playing a role-playing game as you should play it, so they feel cornered, backed into a wall. And perhaps some of you have mentioned this. I am not targeting a specific person, but I have heard this many times throughout the years, and I think it's time to call it out for what it is. the person is being cornered. They have been cornered because they have been playing role-playing games as a mother may I conversation. They are not describing the actions of their player characters. They are not acting as their player characters. They are having a mother may I conversation. There is no roleplay and no gameplay in that. It's a mother may I conversation. So they get backed into a corner and they say, as long as everyone is having fun. But that's not the issue. That's one of the biggest strawmen, I think, in role-playing games. Imagine that someone invites you to watch them play baseball. They tell you, oh, we play baseball. Can you come and watch us play? And you're like, sure. So you arrive at the place where they are playing baseball, and suddenly everyone starts to run around the field, throwing baseballs at the air and trying to hit them with the bat. And they're just running around. Perhaps they are playing tag. And you tell them, that's not how you play baseball. You told me that you were going to play baseball. You are not playing baseball. And then they say, well, as long as we are all having fun. That's not the issue. You can have fun playing like that. But if you want to follow the standard baseball procedure, typical running bases, having those moments where the bat is waiting for that pitch, the pitcher is trying to strike out the one at the bat, all of that, out, safe, all of those concepts. But in the thing that they call baseball, they aren't handling any of that. And the same thing happens with role-playing games. You are allowed to have fun in any way that you want at any table, but you need to be honest. Perhaps you are not playing role-playing games. So when someone gets backed into a corner and you tell them, no, you're just asking questions to the game master, you're not finding out that information by interacting with the game world through your character's actions, through the dialogue between the player character and the non-player character, and suddenly you tell me, as long as everyone is having fun, that's not it. Now, I've been watching some videos, mostly in Sean Driscoll's channel, about Game Master burnout, and I have realized that I have never experienced Game Master burnout. I think that those game masters that suffer burnout or experience burnout, they are doing something wrong in their tabletop role-playing games. Perhaps it's related to constantly having a mother may I conversation. There's some error, I would say, because I have never experienced that. There are many reasons that could be related to something else, like, that player has been playing too many games, or that player is putting just too much work into things that he or she is never going to use in his or her games. Those could be other reasons, but when it comes to actually running the game, perhaps they are running the same tedious mother may I conversation over and over again. Can my character attempt to use this tool? Can I use this spell to do this? And the game master, yes. Oh, I don't like that. Can my character do this instead? And the game master, no. Okay. If I use this, am I going to get a bonus? And the game master, yes. Can you see? Maybe that's where the burnout comes from that mother may I conversation and no gameplay whatsoever, no roleplay whatsoever either. So yes, these are my thoughts on the fun in tabletop role-playing games. I would love to hear your thoughts, perhaps some other concepts that are related to fun. Let me know in the comments section any questions or comments. Thank you for watching this video, and thank you so much to those of you that are going the extra mile to support the channel. If anyone else wishes to further support the channel, the information on how to do that will be in the description below. Once again, thank you and see you later.